Hey guys, Hella Bella, and today I'm going to be talking to y'all about how I am making $1,000 a month in the Amazon Influencer Program. And the reason I'm so excited about that is because I started last August of 2024, and I think I made $26 my first month, and now for the last 4 months I have consistently made over $1,000. So I'm seeing progress. I'm changing things up. There's a lot of things I've learned since I started, and I want to share all of that with you in this video. I'm not holding anything back. This program has truly changed my life, and I want to share the information that I have with you guys. Part of my strategy has changed, and I've also just been realizing that I've been doing things the hard way. So I found an easier way to do it. So I'm going to be sharing that with y'all. So my income directly correlates to going up with when I started using paid Chrome extensions for research. So there's several out there, the most famous probably being Oink for Influencers, Viral View, and Fluencer Fruit. Right now I use Oink for Influencers religiously. I use the free version of Viral View, and I think I want to try Fluencer Fruit, but it's just a lot of data. But Oink has truly helped me make more money. I'm going to tell you how, because there's like so much to learn about it, but it literally makes me extra money every day. Like, it's just scooping up extra money for me. Okay, y'all may not even believe me, but these 4 ASINs just made me an extra $76 today, and I've already ran this 2 other times today and made money. So I think honestly running Fetch today's sales has made me close to $100 today on top of my regular commission. So that's just an awesome feature. But there's a correlation between when I got Oink and when my income started going up. So this year, summer of 2025 is when I really started to see some growth. I'm not allowed to share my exact numbers with y'all, but I'll just say July was about 1,100, August was about 1,200, September was about 1,250, and October was around 1,200, and then November is probably going to be around 1,200. So I'm really hoping that I can keep stacking and start having $3,000 to $5,000, maybe even $10,000 months. I just interviewed someone on my YouTube channel who's been having $10,000 months, so it is possible to do this. My current catalog has 1,296 videos in it. I have really changed up my editing and lack of editing and just product selection. I've changed so much about my business this past couple of months, and since talking with a couple of other higher level influencers, I'm realizing that I need to do more research before I'm wasting my time making these videos, because when I first started, everyone just said, oh, just review everything in your house and that's how you can get started. And while that does have some merit to it, there's a lot of things that I just wouldn't review now that I reviewed before, and I know that it's a waste of time. Commission is huge, because commission rates and commission on the product obviously is going to determine your income. So if you're doing something in the pet category, for example, that's a 4% commission. So if I sell a $70 bag of dog food, that's going to be a lot better than if I made a quarter selling some makeup that I reviewed. And the makeup review takes just as long as it takes to do the dog reviews. I'm trying to pick categories that have higher on-site commission rates, but really the game changer is creator connections. That is really it. If you want to be successful, I think most people who are earning a lot of money in the Amazon Influencer Program are utilizing creator connections. Now, they're not necessarily pounding the pavement trying to get brands to send stuff for free. They are more strategic in that they are purchasing those items. They are, working with bigger brands and buying things that just make sense to buy to try to get ahead of everyone else. It is really a race to get to basically get those commissions and creator connections. But thankfully, I've had a good experience working with brands. I've received probably 100 products a month for the last 6 months. I mean, just an insane amount of products, stuff that I needed for the house, just stuff that I wanted, all kinds of shampoos and lotions and dog treats and just all of the things that you would want to have that you would normally like. I would find myself going to TJ Maxx probably to buy. Now I just get it for free. So I told you I went from having like a $27 a month to now having a $1,200 a month. So what did I do differently? Really reduced editing time. I was spending entirely too much time on the videos. I know that I had some perfectionist tendencies, but I just didn't realize how much time I was wasting, and I'm really trying to cut back even more. Some people say they don't edit at all. I mean, it's just a personal preference, but for me, I do very minimal edits, but my edits I feel like are just something that makes my videos more snappy. I usually make the time on them like 1.2 instead of just 1 so that the video is faster, and then I cut out any dead air, and that edit takes me like maybe a minute, and then I upload it, and I do thumbnails. So if you want to see my storefront, you can click on the links in the description description, and I'll probably have my storefront on there. But I'll get into also a little bit of a tutorial later on in the video about how I use Oink to get those extra sales, and also some other features from Oink. But reducing editing time was a big one for me. Also created filming stations around my house, and this was kind of silly, but like where we're sitting right now is a filming station in my dining area. My camera is set up, my tripod is like, everything's angled perfectly to where it needs to be. I put one of these also in my bathroom. My bathroom setup's more minimal. It's just one of those suction cup things stuck to the mirror, and I record videos in there, and I think they look fine. I mean, honestly, it's just the type of video that is just a quick, you know, here's this thing, or here's this makeup. I reviewed some lip gloss today. I reviewed some concealer. I think I reviewed a moisturizer. I'll probably review a toner tonight, and I've got, I think, another moisturizer. So what I'm trying to do is, with these stations in my house, put them where I know that I'm going to make the reviews, because in my bathroom I'm always going to make product reviews for things, girly things, and in my kitchen I'm obviously going to make food reviews. So I have a setup in my kitchen now that is pretty minimalist. Honestly, it's just another like little thing that holds my phone. But I recently requested like so many different tripods and stuff from Creator Connections, not because I think they're going to make me a lot of money, but because I wanted to get them for free. Because the easier it is for me to turn this camera on and like start recording, the more money that I can make. So basically trying to reduce friction when it comes to filming. I don't know why I was doing this, but I was manually tracking every review that I did and putting it into a spreadsheet. Huge waste of time. I'm actually kind of embarrassed that I am admitting this, but like, I don't know. I just felt like it was something that I needed to do, but now I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could have just downloaded the file or something. I don't know why I was doing that, because I didn't know, but I was like, I need to keep up with this. There were so many brands that I was working with. I was getting really overwhelmed because of the massive amount of packages that was coming to my house, but I have stopped doing that. I no longer have a spreadsheet of every single product that I've reviewed. I mean, I kept the spreadsheet, but I'm just not updating it. The only thing that I keep track of is the brands that I'm working with for Creator Connections campaigns, because in my mind, I owe them a message whenever I finish creating that video and it gets published. It builds a good relationship with the brand. A lot of these brands I wind up working with again, and it just is integrity to me. I've never gotten a product that I didn't film a video for, and I don't think that you should do that. That's a crappy way to do business. So that has actually saved me a lot of time, because I was taking the product title, the product ASIN, the product price, and whether or not I had posted it on YouTube, and then whether or not it had a Creator Connections campaign, and I don't know. It was just a lot of manual data that I felt like maybe I was doing it maybe in the beginning to try to see what was going on, but I think I have a pretty good grasp of that now, so I no longer do that. I just kind of have a pile in my office of stuff that is with brands that have Creator Connections going. So that pile is like, hey, this is like, you're involved with another brand that you have to kind of relay this information to. Now, I recently made 2 other piles. This is such an ADHD technique, by the way. I recently made 2 other piles that are in my extra bedroom that I now have since I live alone. But they are one that has, it's products that have active campaigns, but the product I actually purchased myself, I did not get it from a brand, so I don't have any obligation to message a brand. So that's just kind of how I mentally separate that. And boy, I have been learning, you guys. Like, I'm so excited to keep going. I feel like I could hit a $2,000 month like soon, because I'm really changing up my strategy. The other pile in that office is also products I purchased to review, but they don't have a Creator Connections campaign. So if you don't know, I have a reselling background and I sell on eBay. And so I go to discount stores, thrift stores, Amazon liquidation stores, and these stores have $1 day, $2 day, fill a bag day. So during that time, I can just acquire a massive amount of stuff that is very cheap, and it is very nice stuff. So a lot of the reviews that I make come from those stores, and that stuff is like 90% off of retail, sometimes more than 90%. I know I get stuff in there all the time that's $40 and $50 skincare products, and I'm getting them for $2. So that's part of my business. But what I also realized recently, did not know this, was that you can look on the Amazon app and see if there's a Creator Connections campaign like really quickly by just hitting the share button on the app. So whenever I'm in the store, I hit like share and see, okay, that has 20% commission. Another thing I did was I made 2 wish lists on Amazon. One wish list says like products to be reviewed, and I add everything I'm buying that day. I go ahead and add it to the wish list so I know where all the products are and what they are. And then I also, my other playlist is products with active campaigns. That is where I'll put those, like, this is a urgent matter, do these products first. I hope that makes sense. Basically, as I'm out shopping and as I'm out acquiring merchandise, because I'm buying 40, 50, 60 items at a time at these sales. Yesterday I bought 36 items. The day before that I bought 52 items, and I'm not going to review like every single one of them. Some of them are personally for me or whatever, but there was quite a bit of them, like half of them that I bought specifically to review because it was like, it's a $1 product and it's selling for 40. I should be able to make my money back on that in not even a month, and that hopefully that can, you know, kind of contribute to more and more income rolling through. One thing that I did change also is I have a notes app on my phone, and I just put all the brands I'm working with, like I jot it down, and then once I've uploaded the video, I put a check mark beside it, and then once the video has been approved, I message the brand and say, here's your video, and then I remove it from the list. So basically it's just a way to keep a running tab of all of the products that I'm currently needing to review for brands, because they will stay on you. They're like, where's my review? I'm like, you just sent me the package, bro. Give me a minute. Give me a minute to get it together. I don't do well with being pushed. Like, I'm doing this for free. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I can make a whole video on how to deal with brands, because it is a psychological process trying to communicate with these brands. It's a language barrier. There's an expectation from them that is way too high for what they are offering, which is $0. But with that being said, I don't do as many for fun type of reviews anymore. Like, I would get earrings because I'm like, oh, those are cute, I'll get those just for me, you know. No, I do not do that anymore. It's just too much time involved. It's just like, if I can't resell it or make money off of a Creator Connections campaign or do something with it, I'm not going to review it. It's just not worth it. I've also started reselling a lot of the stuff that I got, which I haven't gotten like super into this, but I saw on the one of the Facebook groups, some guy was selling like scooters and Christmas trees and like all kind of shit, and he was making like $5,000 a month selling the stuff that he got from Creator Connections. And I was like, this guy is cut above the rest. So if that's you, shout out to you. You're really smart. But at this point, changing my strategy up a little bit has helped tremendously. Also, just kind of realizing it's not so much about the video, it's about the product research. I didn't know that. I thought it was like, I need to make good videos. Oh my God, the video quality is just so bad. The people who upload videos who don't do anything except for just hold it up, I'm just like, there has to be a little bit more than that, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe those are the people making the money. But I was under the impression that we were actually supposed to show us using the product or reviewing the product or giving the customer some kind of value. So I'm going to continue trying to do that. I'm not saying that I'm going to make the best videos in the world, but I am going to continue putting effort into the videos. I'm just not editing them heavily, and I'm not putting stress on myself to like make the perfect video. Okay, so let's talk about Oink. This is the reason that I'm making more money. The Chrome extension basically does many tasks for you that you would have to do manually. So some of the main things that it does is it does a storefront fetch, which basically pulls all of the ASINs that you have tagged. So once you've done that, you can then go over to Creator Connections, and it's going to cross-check all of the items that you've reviewed and see, is there an active campaign that Bella can join for these products? If not, you would have to go through that catalog of 400,000 plus products and type in each product that you reviewed to see if there's a campaign. So if, I don't know what the people are doing who don't have some kind of automation, like they're losing money every day, because that really changed the game for me. I do that scan every single morning. And then the other thing that I do is, this is a tool that Oink put out that was called like Fetch Today's Orders. You can see if you sold a product that has a campaign for it, and if that product hasn't shipped to the customer yet, you can actually join the campaign and then get the credit for the sale on a product where you have not made a video for that product. I'm getting these commissions, and they are good commissions. I just checked it today. I got, I think, $14 on one product that was like, I didn't even review it. All I did was run my little scan. There was another one that was like $2 or $3. So those start to add up if you run that a couple times a day. People who only run it once a day, y'all are losing money too, because I run it several times a day and it always has extra ones. So I would check it at least in the morning and at night. So this is not going to be a whole Oink tutorial because there is a YouTube channel dedicated to that, and I can't explain it as well as he does, but I will show you now my storefront, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the logic behind these things that I'm doing now. So this is my storefront. You can see here I pinned a couple of things to the top that I thought would look good for brands to see, because sometimes they click over and check you out basically to see, you know, like, oh, what is she doing? So I wanted them to see that I was in the thumbnail, like me as a person. There's a real human in the thumbnail. I wanted them to see that I was trying on the products. I see a lot of people who just literally hold things up, and it's just, to me, a really lazy way to do it. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I'm changing my strategy to not put as much effort into videos, but I don't think it's a bad thing to take pride in your work. So you can see here the thumbnails. I pretty much do a thumbnail for every single thing that I do, but I don't always like really make a big deal about it. It's just something that I take a quick photo as I'm doing something. So you can see that pretty much every single video has something that, you know, is kind of like standing out. I want to stand out whenever people are looking at me. I want there to be something that they are intrigued. So I'm either make kind of like a funny face, or I have my dog in the thumbnail. Storefront health check will tell you if you have videos that are unavailable, if they're untagged or overtagged. A lot of the reason why this would happen is that the product goes out of stock, the seller changes a variation of the product or something like that. So I try to make sure that I'll always tag the parent ASIN as well as the product. So what that is a whole other thing. I've got a video about that if you need to know more about that, but let's keep it at a general level now. There's some other things you can do with the Oink extension. One thing that's pretty cool is that it will tell you what low performing videos you have. So you can kind of go in and see, like, should I retag this item with a different item that is, like, you know, different listing? Should I change the title? Should I change the thumbnail? Your storefront performance, which is something that is pretty new with Oink. He's got a video talking about that. If you're not following the Oink for Influencers YouTube channel, I would recommend following him because he puts out updates faster than you and I can go to the grocery store. So he is just absolutely killing it in terms of updating this extension. So upload velocity, I believe, is something you could see that I like really went up on recently, which means that I've been uploading more videos. So each one of these things is just kind of like a data point that you can use. But one thing I've realized is that I spent way too much time on crap products. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but basically this is it. So if you're curious about what it looks like behind the scenes, this is what it looks like on my computer. Obviously, I'm not allowed to show you my dashboard, but if I could show you my dashboard, I would. I really would, because it is very interesting to me. I love looking at the numbers. But okay, so basically what I can show you here is my Oink toolbar and creator connections. So this does a couple of really important things. You do the creator connections check literally every single day. Usually I wake up in the morning and hit that button. It is important to know that you need to run a regular storefront fetch on your main storefront, so that when you're cross-checking your ASINs, you're cross-checking your whole catalog. So this is basically seeing, is there anything that Bella has already reviewed where there's an applicable campaign? And if so, it will automatically accept that campaign for me. And then I have another way to go in and add the links that is really fast. That is just incredible to me. I was dumbfounded by how much money people were making with this program, and I realized I was using the wrong approach. I didn't have the proper tools. You need to know how many influencers have reviewed the product, because if the carousel is completely full and there's another similar opportunity where there's like 2 people, why would you put your effort over here when there's all of these other people, when you could put your effort over here and only have to compete with like 2 or 3 people, and maybe their videos aren't even that good? I experience that quite often, where the person I'm competing with, quite frankly, is down here and I'm up here. Not trying to brag, but I'm actually showing me using the product, and so I will pretty much dominate that listing. And so that's the goal. You do not want to be on a listing where everybody's on it. I don't care if it does say 40% commission. You know, the likelihood of you actually getting on there is so low once there's 100 people who are already on there. I mean, you're gonna really have to turn on the charm to be on there. So what has worked for me is consistency. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but you can't just upload 50 videos and call it a day. Most of the videos that you make this year aren't going to be making you money in the next couple of years, they kind of fall off pretty quickly. I do have a theory about changing the title or thumbnail and then reprocessing it. The only risk to that is that you risk it being flagged and, you know, having some kind of issue, basically like it was approved before and it's not approved after. I had a couple of products where I was making sales really consistently and then they just kind of fell off, and I was like, that's weird. I sell that like every single day. And so I went in and edited the title like one word just so it would go back through to processing, and then lo and behold, I'm making sales again for that product. So I don't know what the logic is. That's my own personal case study, but there is something to it being like refreshed, if that makes any sense. Which, if you know Amazon, they like new stuff. They also like old stuff. I don't know how to explain that, but just trust me that that is something that if you have a video that falls off, look into that. Definitely look into that. So in business, there's a term called Kaizen, which is basically that you make small improvements over time, just little by little. And that is what I've done with this business. I have really tried to amp up the game every week, just trying to do something a little bit better. I've also been in Facebook groups where people are doing much better than me, and that gives me motivation to keep climbing because they're sharing their strategies, they're sharing things that I wouldn't have even thought to think about. So being around people who are smarter than you is genuinely a good way to make more money because they just know things that you don't know. Reading posts from that group really helped me understand that my workflow wasn't very good. It also helped me understand what types of things people were looking for when choosing products to purchase, just specifically for review. Creator Connections is like, I'm getting plenty of products, don't get me wrong, the messaging is still working. I don't have any, I literally just copy and paste and have my own script. I don't use any of the features that these people are selling you to message sellers, because like I don't know, it's not that hard. I just copy and paste the same thing over and over again. So I don't know why people would need to pay for that, but what have you, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me about it and I can understand something different from what I'm currently understanding about it. Some of my most successful campaigns have been clothing and adult products and bird products. I'm just gonna tell you guys that because you watched this far into the video, so just want to give you guys like a little nugget of what's working for me. But you know, with it being winter, not gonna do as many bird reviews, but I will continue to review clothing. I just got sent a ton of swimsuits that were so cute, and I tried them on at the beach and wore them, and all I had to do was turn on my camera at the beach. Like, I cannot believe this is my job. That's why I get so excited about it, because I'm like, people are out here like going to 9-to-5 jobs, like going into work in a cubicle. Oh my God, no, I cannot do that. But what I can do is continue to work on this business and hopefully grow it. I really want to be able to say I had a $10,000 month, because that is so crazy to me. But you know what? If you can make 1,000, you can make 10,000, because you just need to scale it, you know, just need to continue to work on it. So hopefully some of this has made sense to y'all. I really would encourage you to get some kind of Chrome extension to use in your Amazon business. It doesn't matter which one, but I think it matters that you have at least one, because these are what the people who are making more money are doing and using. So y'all need to just be aware of that. I was out of the loop, but thankfully YouTube exists, so I don't have to just do everything from scratch. But I will say there was a lot less content on YouTube even a year ago about the program, and now there's been more and more people talking about it. So for me, I think I'm just going to keep going at it the way I'm going at it, maybe do some experimenting with buying stuff. I really need to buy a leaf blower. I've got to buy a bed for my extra room now. So maybe I'll try to like buy something that has a campaign going that I feel like will be good, or even get it. Why am I buying it? I just get it sent to me for free. I'm so cheap though. I'm like, I don't want to buy it. Maybe they'll just give it to me. My mom was cracking up because we were at the store and she's like, oh, do you want shoes for Christmas? And I was like, no, I have literally so many pairs of shoes. It's insane. Like, I have filled up my entire closet, all of my drawers, all of the slots for shoes. I literally had to take stuff to the consignment store yesterday because I had gotten so much free stuff. That is a cool perk of having this job. So if you want to join Oink, it is $200, but if you use code Bella, you get $20 off and it will be $180. I would warn you that the price is going up after Cyber Monday. He just announced that it's going to be $250 after Cyber Monday, and that is a lifetime price. So if you get it now, you'll be paying $180 lifetime, and if you get it then, you'll be paying $250 lifetime. So if you plan on staying in the program, I would just say, like, you might want to jump on it. I really respect that the creator of Oink is transparent about his pricing, and he said that he didn't want to do a big Black Friday deal because he felt like it would be insulting to the people who have been with him since the beginning. And I was like, that is really smart. That is really good to take care of your customers, because I got Oink when it was like pretty new. Like, I think it had just came out, because he was making videos and I was like, dude, you need to sell this. Why are you giving this away for free? And of course he was working on trying to sell it, but I didn't know that at the time. But now that he has gotten all these customers and has this big community, of course the price is going up. Like, it is the cheapest extension that you can use right now at $200 for the year. Some of these extensions are very, very expensive. And so, you know, with Oink, I feel like you're getting way, way more value than what you're paying. Code Bella if you want to get it cheaper. He is raising the price after Cyber Monday, so just keep that in mind. If I could tell you any last parting words, I would say do the products that you're interested in and that you have fun filming, that it's like something like this stupid little pin that I got for free. Just something that makes you feel like this program is worth it, because it really is a grind in the beginning, trying to get your catalog built up. But once you have like over 1,000 videos, you do start making pretty decent money. What I'm gonna try to do moving forward is to try to make more money per video. I actually learned that people are kind of saying like, they make $2 and $3 and $4 per video per month. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm only making about $1 per video. So there's something I'm doing here that's not quite right. So I have to kind of see what that strategy is. But I do pride myself on not having spent any money hardly on this business. The only money I spent on it was the Chrome extension Oink, and then a couple of tripods to just kind of set up some stuff around the house. But other than that, I have not spent money really to be in the program. The products that I'm buying to review are like dirt cheap, like $1, $2 each, maximum like $4 or $5. And they're products that I was already gonna buy us, like grocery items, products for the dogs, things like that. So I don't consider it money that I've really even spent to be in the business. So it really is a low barrier to entry when it comes to this business. You just have to stay with it and start being more strategic. Start earlier than I did, because I started too late, wasted a lot of time, could have made more money faster. But hopefully since you watched this video, you will be faster than me. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you have a good rest of the year, a great Q4, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Take care.